Okay, so who's out there? Hello, everyone. A very special program is about to start, and I hope you can all hear me really well. Hello, Aisha. Hello, Fatma. Hello, all of you who are here, who have joined us in, and we are about to kickstart. Awesome, awesome. So, at the beginning of the program, we're just going to entertain you with a little bit of music to our lovely, lovely host for today. Zahra is here. Hello, Fatma. I'm well, thank you very much. I see my lovely team is here from She Empowers You. Thank you all for being here. I'm waiting for our lovely host to join us in right now so we can get started. So finally, guys, Eid is over and we're all getting together. We're all getting ready to loving the jacket. Thank you very much. I think a very empowerment tool for today. Keeping in mind that we have somebody lovely who's joining us in, talking a lot about women, their outlook, how they look. Thank you, Hera. So I was playing some jam heavy metal music at the back. I don't know how many of you like it. I just thought it'll just give a kick to our session for today. I was always a big fan of Nirvana back when I was growing up, I guess, in the 1990s. So I just remembered it the other day when we were watching that amazing movie, Captain Marvel, and I just love her idea, So this music was playing at the back and I was like, man, this is so empowering, and with the Captain Marvel's whole look and the idea that she was this, amazing warrior type chick. I just love that idea, and I felt that it resonates with the idea of She Empowers. So, hell, here I am, playing it for you guys. I don't know if you can hear it or not, but I'm enjoying the music. So, I'm really waiting for our lovely host today, Zahra, to join us in. So, we would like to talk about a little bit about She Empowers You, what we do, who we are. Some of you have already been on our page, some of you have been part of the activities that we've been doing, some of our webinars that have been, they've gone and people have been part of it. And the things that you have come to know about She Empowers You till now is that we are a group of expat professional women in Saudi Arabia. We put this group together because we believed in the idea of acknowledgement. We believed in the idea of doing something constructive. We believed in the idea that we wanted to come forth and support and help each other and society at large with this whole idea. We've put together this wonderful group, keeping in mind that now in this current age and scenario that we're looking at, definitely COVID is there. We've been trying to support people in the COVID scenario, and along with that, we have been trying to bring forth women who've done some wonderfully amazing stuff, who have done something unique, and you people are not aware of these ladies and their wonderful tasks they're doing, the way they have broken certain glass ceilings, the way they have broken certain norms. Last time we had the lovely Maham Alvi with us. She spoke about how women, thank you Maham, the way Maham spoke about investments, shares, she spoke about economic empowerment, how important that was. And similarly, we are acknowledging women who are doing different things in order to bring forth the idea that women can break the status quo in scenarios. They can do something unique, they can do something amazing. So tonight, I have a very special guest, Zahra. As you all know by the flyer that we've been sharing around, we have a very unique and sensitive topic that we'll be talking about tonight. And she is going to be talking about the very fact that how she has managed to change that status quo in Pakistan. She's been talking about, the plus size. She's a great plus size model from Pakistan, something which was very unheard of. We've always seen very hot models being really size zero, being super skinny, being thin. And now we have this completely new ideology where we are accepting that women are beautiful when they come in all shapes and sizes, and it really doesn't matter. And what's more important is that your personality should come through. What you are should shine through that. So I'm waiting for our Zahra, lovely Zahra, to join us in. And we're just waiting. And I'm just gonna drop her a message to her. For us to join us in right now. Sorry about the flip. I think it happens when you're doing too many things at a time at one go. So thank you, Fatma Ali, for the philosophy and what She Empower You stands for. I must tell you all that She Empowers You has this amazing philosophy, which is dream, develop, and grow. So if you have great ideas and you want to further that on, we believe that you must take that forth, you must develop it, you must grow with it. So it's not that you have to be a part of She Empowers You. We can empower you. You can be a part of the journey and, develop and grow and take that idea forward. If you are there, Zahra, can you just drop in a message again so I can add you on the session with me, and then we can get started from there. So I don't bore people with me just talking without our lovely co-host for today. Zahra, if you're listening, please just drop in a message so I can add you in. I can't see your message, so I would like to pull you in for this session. I'm very bad at this, by the way, guys. I'm still learning how to do a couple of tech things. So if you see me slowing down on that, please just bear with me for now. That's you. There you go, Zahra. And I have waved at her, and I'm just trying to see how I can. Zahra, can you send me a request to just add you? Go live with. I think right now. Zahra, I've just asked you to join in. Just check now. Yep, I think I have sent her a request. She'll be joining in any moment now. There she is, the wonderful Zahra. Hi.
Hi, how are you?
Good.
I'm sorry, I just didn't know how to connect this.
I'm very bad at this tech stuff. So I do that. I do the bloopers, and I tell my team that, just bear with me. Again, if I do a photo anywhere, just pop in and, just help me out. Zahra, okay, we
Am
can
I
see
am I
you
clear?
horizontally. You're very much there with us, but you're a bit horizontal.
Just
If you can put your phone straight, so we'll be able to see you much
because
better.
I don't know how to set my phone in a vertical manner. I actually kept it horizontal.
No issue.
Yeah.
Take it.
So let me. I think it's gonna be very difficult. Let me
No
check
issue. There you go.
if I
There you
can
go.
fix
You
it.
did it.
I'll have to fix my tripod. Can you just give me like a minute?
Please take your time. No
Oh,
issue.
sorry.
But this is the fun part. I mean, these are the things that we are learning through COVID. These are the things that we are learning about tech that, kaplas happen, boo-boos
True.
happen, stuff happen. And, you just learn to do it around it. Because the time that we were with television, we used to have wonderful teams who were handling all these things, and it would be very comfortable for us to, have our tech team there, have our production team there, handle everything out. But now that we are on our own in our homes, it's a totally different thing. I mean, um, the most professional people have been coming on and doing interesting things, and we've been watching them have their kids walking in the meetings on
Oh yeah.
television. So all those things happen. So This is a fun thing. I mean, it's part of our learning what's happening
True,
in the
true.
world, how
I'm just trying to
managing.
figure out a way how to fix my phone. Sorry
I
for
think
this.
I can see you pretty
I
clearly and pretty
think
well.
it's just, I think, is it okay? Or am I a bit tilted? Is this
Just
fine?
if
Can
you
you hear me?
can, yes, I can hear you just fine. And while you have gone a slightly higher, so I want to see your pretty face. Can you lower it a little bit more or go
I
back?
don't know how to
Perfect.
do that.
Yeah, this is good. This is good. Stay there. Stay there. Stay there.
All
Okay.
right.
Mm, I'll do a quick intro of you before we get started officially. I'll do one in Urdu and one in English. तो पहले तो ये कि
Sure.
नाज़रीन और हज़रात हमारे साथ lovely Zahra है. And Zahra is Pakistan's first plus size model. She's also got her own clothing line. Zahra, you must tell me, how do you exactly pronounce it? Curvy? Cool.
It's actually X era, but when you say it in a go, so it's
Mm-hmm.
Xera. That's how you pronounce it.
Nice,
So
nice.
yeah, Xera.
And it's
That's
from your name,
yeah.
right?
Sorry.
And it's an extraction from your name.
It's an extraction from my name, and it has like a funny story attached to it. That I was
Mm-hmm.
in school, and I always used to replace my name with an X. So
Oh,
just to look cool. I think a lot of people have done that, and I had no idea that this would later turn into my own clothing brand or
wow.
anything for that matter. So that's how this came into being. And then, just as a coincidence, because I make plus size clothing, and they always have an XL, double XL, triple XL. So it's just by coincidence, it just merged well with my name. That is the era of X. So
Very
that's
good.
another
Wonderful.
thing I figured out recently.
Okay, great. Awesome. Zara, you've told us a little bit about your name, but do tell us a little bit about your journey. Um, how did this happen? Because living in a society like Pakistan, where
Mm-hmm.
there's a lot of pressure on women, um, and who have to look a particular way, they have to have a particular
True.
size. Boutiques
Mm-hmm.
also make clothes which are for, super slim women. I mean, I've been juggling a lot with that myself. And one of the reasons I really wanted you to be here with us tonight was because I've been through this journey, Zara. It's been
Mm-hmm.
such a
Yeah.
struggle, trying to go, trying to be the size, be acceptable.
True.
So, how did this journey start? I mean, what made you turn this thing into a venture like that? Please share with us the story.
All right. It's actually a very long story, but I'm going to summarize it for you. That
Mm-hmm.
I think, since I was a child in school, I faced a lot of body shaming by my teachers, especially, and then the my colleagues and class fellows. So I used to ignore that, but deep down, I used to feel so bad about it. And there was nothing that I could do. But one day, this whole started, I just think about it now that one day I was in my, uh, physical exercise class, and my teacher, he was a male, and I asked him to excuse me to go to the washroom. So he said, "Okay, fine, you can go." And then while I was leaving, I heard him say to the other kids that "Dekho moti bhag gayi," and I was, oh my, I felt
What a
pretty
of all the
sorry.
people, I
Mm-hmm,
said a teacher to say that teachers are somebody that we really look up to. We learn from
true.
them. And for a teacher to come
Um,
out and say something as nasty as that, I'm really sorry that you had to go through that.
that's okay. Thank you. Am I out of focus?
Yes,
I
I'm about to tell you that
how
you
do you fix that? Okay, I'm
there.
fine now. Yeah. So, when I was that young, it was, I think, grade three, and I was just so furious and I was helpless. So I, at that time, when I was just in grade 3, I decided to write a letter to the principal that, this teacher had made fun of me in front of the entire class, and this is that's how hurt I felt, and please do something about it. So I wrote a 2 or 3 page letter to the principal, and then she took action. She took it seriously, and I was so surprised. And then that, although that teacher did not apologize, but that teacher wasn't able to look me in the eyes after that, and he never made fun of me or mocked me in front of everybody. So I think
Mm.
that was like my um, first thing I did as a part of my activism.
Just step that
So
you took. And for a kid of that level to go and write and complain about a teacher, I think that was the first most thing that you did, Zara.
yeah, thank you. And then there are so many incidences that I can share with you, and it's not just body size or shape. And a lot of people who are struggling with acne or their skin color, especially in our part of the world, and any sort of bodily function or anything, they're always a part of scrutiny. And there are so many incidences that I can quote, that one of my friend stammers a little, very little, and
Mm-hmm.
somebody from my class was mocking her, and this was in college actually, so I was pretty a little like more confident than what I was in grade 3, obviously. So I took a stand for her, and I just told the people who were mocking her on her stammer, I told them that, I'm going to drag them to the dean's office if they're not, if they're not going to stop that. So they got so scared because I was furious. I
Wow.
was pretty angry when I said that. So this was all of this is before I started
But
my Facebook community for,
energy
sorry.
to what took all this energy to convert it into bringing it, becoming a plus size model, and then initiating this brand? So how did that happen?
That was like, I think it was like an epiphany. It was just one, it was, I think, in 2017, or no, actually 2015, and then 2017. In 2015, I decided that I want to do something different. I want to become a model. It's going to be very hard, in this society to do that. So I thought that I'm going to do something very different. I'm going
Mhm.
to create a clothing brand instead, and so in 2015, that is when I thought about it, and I made my page on Facebook. And I was a bit unsure of how this would turn out. But then in 2017, I made a Facebook community by the name of Plus Size Pakistan, and then I attached my brand name to it. And then I write curvy and cobe, so that it's for every relatable person there. So I just made this community to be noticed, so that people take note that there's a tribe of women who are like-minded. They share
Mhm.
the same problems, and that they are willing to speak up against it, of all
Right.
the constant shame they've felt all their lives.
Then I'm going to stop you
So,
here.
mhm,
Said
sure.
some, you said constant change. And
Hmm.
this is a conversation you and I were having today also, and I was having it with some other people, that what gives the privilege to people in our society to say something so personal to another person, be it about their age, be it about their body, be it about their marital status for that matter, or anything
Hmm.
personal. How do they make that such a bold step that they can come to people and they can say something which they don't realize that how deeply it hurts another person? So
True.
it it's just so shocking that what makes people do that in the first place.
It is. I think there could be a lot of reasons, but two things that I can be sure of, that first of all, they're insecure themselves for something or the other. There's some deep insecurity inside themselves, and then they're conditioned this way. We've since a young age, we're always listening to, our elders. I'm like, sorry if I offend somebody watching me, but like, this starts with our elders. I, I,
Yeah.
I can't hear you. Sorry. Your
Can you hear?
voice.
Is this
I
any
can,
better?
but yeah, this is much better.
Okay. Saying
Yeah.
people in our list right now, the audience who's watching us, I think that they can completely relate to what you're saying. People want to
Hmm.
know about changes. We've got somebody who said that even men face these issues.
They
Uh,
do, and sadly, they don't really have people to like speak up for them, and they
kind of
do face these issues a lot. But then the thing is that they get away with it. Most of them, I'm not saying
right.
that they don't feel bad about it or anything, but most of them, they get away
Hmm.
with it, especially when it comes to marriage or anything. It's not as rampant it is that as it is for females.
Hmm. I think
So
women
I mean,
they have a lot more challenges in our society because I think is that in
they have a certain they have a pressure of looking presentable at all times. I mean, it's good to look presentable, but to be constantly pressurized to look a certain way. I mean, you cannot expect the world to be a certain size
yeah,
at
the
the same time, a certain color, having the same features. That would be so boring, to be honest. If somebody has everybody looks the same, that would just be pretty awkward.
that would
So, and it's unrealistic, it's unrealistic.
absolutely. It's unrealistic. I think it diminishes the idea of being an individual, being special. If we all started looking
Hmm.
like, one person, as you just said,
True.
that it make it so boring. It would, and I see a lot, fortunately, happening. If you look at social media, there's a lot of pressure
Hmm.
girls are facing, with this whole makeup thing happening. Not that there is anything bad in it. Everybody has the right to look beautiful,
True.
and
True.
everybody should not force to look a certain way. You know, the individuality should be there. The essence of beauty should be recognized, which comes in various ways. Beauty isn't
True.
being still way. Right. I
True.
love. Tell me something, Zara. What was your biggest challenge in this entire thing?
Okay. I think because I'm a doctor, I mean, I just graduated a while ago. So it was so challenging, because I just used to think that, am I doing something wrong? Like, will it be very out of the way from being a doctor to become this certain body activist, that is supporting a certain body size or shape or whatever? But then I used to think that, like, I will, even if like there's nobody who's going to support me, I am going to be the one to support others
Hmm.
who've always been criticized and mocked, because um, it's not a good feeling.
Present them.
Sorry,
Did
I
that come
can't.
to you like you wanted to represent these women and stand up for them, be their voice? Can you hear me?
Definitely, yes, I can hear you now. Yes, I did, and one of the other challenges was obviously switching your career, because I haven't completely switched. It's just that I got free from completing my degree, my education, and then there's a pressure to be. If you're a doctor, you have to become a doctor and not do anything else. But I couldn't stop thinking about this every second. Even when I was at the hospital, doctors used to body shame their patients so much, and they totally use that. I mean, I can go on and on in every aspect of life. People are facing this unnecessary humiliation every time, and it's not just a certain class that faces this. It's everybody, literally everyone. That I remember one time this lady came with some sort of pain in the clinic, and the doctor totally shunned her away, and he did not listen to her, and he told her to, come back later when you're thinner or whatever. And he totally humiliated her, and she was shocked, and she became silent. And then she left. She left the clinic, and I felt so bad for her, and I felt so angry, but I couldn't do anything about it. I can't hear
I
you. I'm sorry.
down. Can you hear me now? I'm sorry if you're
Now
having
I
trouble.
can I can I can hear you now. No, listen. Yeah, I think
I can just imagine it's so frustrating to think that somebody is not even being heard because they're a particular size. I mean, how crazy can that be? Not to
true. And the thing is, nobody respects you when you're bigger or than the average size, and nobody really respects you truly. Like, this is one of the main reasons that I wanted to do what I'm doing, that I really want people, and especially women, to gain their dignity back through my
Mm.
brand and the work I do and my community, so that everybody feels included and respected and loved, regardless of whatever, or whatever size or shape they are.
Zara, I will add to this, if what we were discussing today, that it is so important for women to love themselves, to believe in themselves. And you did
True,
that, not changing yourself, not conforming to society, you know. So
true.
what do you have to say to women? Why should they stand up for themselves and believe in themselves? What makes it so important?
Um, I think we just get one life, and it's just. I think it's what do you call that? It's. I think it's unjust. You see, it's injustice, and I've always spoken out whenever I see something's not fair. And
Mm.
it's every person has a right to be respected, to live their life to the fullest. And when you shame somebody, you're constantly you become anxious, you become depressed, and there are so many issues that you're already dealing with as a woman, and then you have this added pressure of being a certain way. So it just adds to wasting your life, and then not being able to perform just simple activities. People get eating disorders, they're unable to eat, or they either eat excessively, or they're totally, because I deal with cases, like women, and especially younger teenagers, they message me that they can't even eat properly, and they have to hide and eat, and they can't even take a bite of food. And that's how, I mean, it's so devastating that it's very important to totally ignore, or at least shut up the haters, and whoever's mocking you, or however politely you can tell somebody that not to add on to your um, add on to this shaming. So it's, if you're not going to love yourself,
Mm.
and then you won't be able to come out of this mental trauma. And it's not like a one day thing, it's actually an ongoing journey. It's I've been on this journey for the past 6 years,
Mm.
for the past 6 years. So it's not like, just one day you're all okay, I'm all about self love, I'm so happy with myself. It's not going to happen that way. So you
Ju-
have to train your mind, you have to surround yourself with positive people, people who encourage you and motivate you to accept yourself, to love yourself just the way you are. Because in the end, it's just you need to please yourself, you need to feel good in your own skin, and don't care about what others say. So
This is our audience. These are such nice messages of hope, of belief, that Zara is sharing with all of us right now. There's that we
I
can all
actually have so much to say. I'm just I'm forgetting what I need to say.
don't worry because
I just
Zara, you have a beautiful forum and you keep sending a lot of messages to young people from there. And
yes.
the thing that we were talking about self-love, we were talking about self-respect, that once we do that, once it's a slow process and a journey, we have to go through that. And once we do
True.
that, accept it. And for Pakistani society, for them, I see doing this great battle for women like us. I mean, I fall into that category. I'm pear-shaped. I've always been pear-shaped. I've walked into shops
Mm-hmm.
where people tell me, "आपके size की तो पतलून नहीं है. We don't have pants. We don't."
True, true.
I think
Yeah.
that you're doing is a representation. It's something that the way you stood up for your friend when she was being bullied. So this is what you're doing for Pakistan, the way you're standing up for a lot of women, which is amazing.
Yeah.
And it's
Thank you.
rare. It's really rare that, people come out and make their weaknesses into the strengths. How did you do that? How did you convert this thing and decide that I'm gonna, take it up as a brand also and push it forth?
Um, I think I didn't do this alone, to be honest. It was a bunch of uh, people who are now my good friends, very good friends, who supported me. And my mother, she was always a role model of, doing whatever I want to and wear whatever I want to with confidence and carrying it well. So it was like a mixture of all of these little things, that me wanting to wear anything I like, and then this body shaming social issue that I wanted to tackle, and then representation of the plus size body in media, which is which I doubt it can happen anytime soon. There is representation, but there's very little, and it
Okay.
just happens just for a bit and then it just dies down. So all of these little things of becoming a model, having a brand, a community, they all just added up, and that is how I thought that I have to take a stand, and I'll gather some people. I'll i'll gather like-minded women, or even if they're not like-minded, but somebody who can be taught this thing. So I
Mhm.
gathered all these people, and there were some girls who tell me that they were of the different mindset, right?
Mhm.
So of the opposite mindset, and they changed their perception because of my community. So that's how it all began. um,
Bravo, bravo to that. And I'm supporting you. I'm totally supporting your community,
thank you.
uh, because I feel so close to this cause, and not just because of my own weight, but because I think
Mhm.
that I understand the struggles that women go through. I think the moment we start to make that connection, that relation, the moment we start empathizing with those people, that we
True,
understand what they come from, and it's not
true.
just weight thing, you know.
True. And it's not just young people, it's older women as well, women who are much older than me. And it's so simple as just, taking a picture of themselves, for a full length picture, and sharing it on social media or anywhere. They feel so hesitant that they're just taking their selfies, and but just because they're afraid of, that people are not going to like it or whatever. So, on my group, everybody shares their pictures, and just to
I'm
feel better. Sorry, I can't hear you. What did you say? Sorry. Okay, you're most welcome.
okay.
So So it's just as simple as that, being accepted and loved and respected for who you are in this moment. I mean, it doesn't matter if, you could be on a certain journey, on a certain health journey, or whatever journey you may be, because it's not just that people on my group are not just couch potatoes or anything. There are so
Mm-hmm.
many women there. They work out, they go to the gym, and they're so active, and they're much healthier than somebody who might be, just a standard body size, and people may think that, okay, that's more healthier than the person who's constantly working out even though they have like a bigger body. So it's not that, because I think I've heard like some negative comments for my group as well, that I don't allow any sort of transformations or any sort of um, weight loss talk or anything, because I think we have a lot of forums to do that. If you want to do that, you can do it on other places, but not this place. You can talk about anything but that. So maybe that's why there are certain people who might be, backbiting and spreading negative stuff for my group, but that doesn't matter. But that is also one aspect that I got to know of through some community members who are allies.
Yeah.
Sorry, I can't hear you.
Can you hear me now? I'm sorry if this is
Yes,
giving
yes, yeah, I
you.
can hear you now. Just take a sip of water.
Being approached by somebody who was from the fitness side, maybe, a health coach or somebody, did they ever come and say that, Zara will help you become fitter or leaner or
Oh my
anything of
God.
that? Mm,
I think on Instagram, some people, because they know how strongly I feel about body shaming, and a lot of people, they use body shaming to sell their product. Like
okay.
weight loss pills, their what is that, keto diet and stuff,
Mhm.
or whatever. Their gym classes, they do promote their classes and products through body shaming, and I strictly don't allow, like I don't even respond to them, or maybe I respond to them very rudely, that how can you approach me to promote your product or anything. Like, don't you know the person that you're promoting, I mean approaching, does not strictly doesn't promote this stuff.
Right.
And there are some people from the health industry or fitness industry. They have a very healthy body image, and
Mm-hmm.
they don't just mock somebody's appearance in their content. And those people, I support them, but not somebody who's just uh, constantly mocking the fat
Yeah.
body in their posts.
Is it-
I'm never going to talk
Right,
about them.
right.
So I
I
have
don't.
been approached with such people, from such people. I can't
Hmm.
hear you. Yeah.
Can you let me know if you can hear me now?
Yeah, and I also wanted to say that a lot of people from the fitness industry, like some instructors and stuff, they like really appreciate the work that I'm
Mm-hmm.
doing. So that was pretty surprising. So that was much appreciated.
Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. We are coming to an end of our wonderful discussion, Zara. And before we leave,
Oh
from
yes,
today, I would
I can
like to
hear
give one good message to all our lovely people who are listening to us right now.
one good message. Okay, one message. If there was just one message, I can give two messages.
Go give us two messages.
Okay. The first message that I would like to give is, to always speak up for those who cannot speak up for themselves. Like if you see somebody being targeted, being mocked, especially in the family, I always say this whenever I get the chance to. You have your siblings, you have your cousins, or whomever that you see. So please speak up for them. if somebody is mocking them amongst your relatives or whatever, and stop the person um, from doing this, because it's going to harm their mental health in the long run. So that is one thing I always tell whoever's seeing me, to always speak up for those who can't speak up for themselves. And secondly, I would just like to tell everybody, I don't know, men, women, whoever's watching me, to just love yourselves the way you are in this moment, because you are everything you need. Trust me, the negativity that you face, it's just garbage. You don't need that in your life. You need to take that out. So these are the two things.
That is so, so true. And I think it resonates very much with the idea of empowerment. Zahra, I hope you're hearing me now.
Yes, I can hear you.
Because मेरे husband से भी मुझे complaint आती है कि मैं बहुत आहिस्ता बोलती हूँ.
That's fine.
So, coming back to what I was saying, that this is a truly empowering message that that you spoke about right now. That first go and support somebody who is in dire need, and then believe in yourself, happy and content, because you know, respect, confidence, care. It also always comes from accepting yourself and believing that there's much more to offer than just the outlook of a
True.
person. A gorgeous beauty, but if you don't have a good heart, if you don't have a good soul, if you're not doing anything good for somebody, it's absolutely of no use to anyone.
That is so correct. That's something I wanted to say. Thank you for saying it.
We both feel the same thing, that we resonated our ideas, which is which where I see the frequency matching with what She Empowers You also says and also talks about. Because this is all about development. This is all about belief. If you have that belief in you, you will be able to develop. And thank you so much, Zahra, for coming and
Oh,
sharing your
thank
story.
you.
No,
Thank
it
you for
was
having me.
a pleasure that we heard your story, that people were here to listen to you, and they have learned so much from you. They have taken in so much, energy, the good energy, and they will take
Thank you.
something, inshallah, and they
And
will.
and and to be honest, I just want to say one more thing, is that I have learned a lot from other people. It's not just me, myself, and I. The people, the my community members, they are so amazing and inspiring. The girls on my community, is that I get to learn so much from them. So it's not just me, who is a Miss Know It All. It's not that. Maybe with my brand and the work I do and the little details, I know a lot about that. But the self love, the confidence, I have learned so much from all the amazing women on my group. So that is the one shout out I had to give.
Wonderful. I'm sure they're all listening to you, Zahra, and
Yes,
I say the same thing about my team also, that just like you, I'm learning so many things from them. And, I've
hmm,
actually, it's my team members who have, been elemental in putting this project together that we are doing right now, mashallah. They're the ones who
yeah.
reached out.
Thanks to Hira, she reached out.
She's the one who's putting this project together. And to all my lovely team members as well who've supported this idea, who've done a great project. Zahra, once again, I would like to
Thank
really,
you.
really coming in today for sharing all these amazing things. We wish you all the best, all the
Thank
success
you
and
so much.
in the future, and we'll always be there supporting you in your cause.
Thank you so much. It means a lot.
And have a great evening. And to the rest of the people who joined us today, I'm sure that by listening to Zara, and I think I should keep the phone in my hand so that everybody can hear. better. I would like to thank all of you who joined us today for, listening to Zara and myself, listening to the amazing journey that Zara has, being inspired at the same time. Thank you all for coming today, supporting us, and enjoying the session. I wish you all the very best. Believe in yourself
Thank
and
you.
good.
Take care. Allah Hafiz. Bye
Allah
bye.
Hafiz. Bye.